difficult to clone people speaking at different times in different places to different people and get it right. And they couldn't. So even if they take my voice and take the Bronx, West Indian, British, New York accent, it still isn't going to work in every situation, because sometimes in certain times we'll like shorten certain words. Like, for example, we'll say, instead of me saying going, I'll say gone. And it sounds like gone, but it's not gone. It's going, but it's shortened. Like, I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store, but you would have to be able to clone that at the right time with the right person. It's very hard. So when I was talking about real, it's very easy as a native West Indian Bronx girl, West Indian descent Bronx girl, to say, instead of saying real, and versus rail, like railway. So it would sound, as you can tell, it sounds similar, but it's impossible to clone that in every possible scenario situation. So growing up, the accents that I grew up hearing would be Latino, West Indian, British, Irish, Italian, Asian, some Asian, not all Asian, because for over 50 years, the Bronx has changed, New York City has changed. So the accents that I'm used to hearing and come out naturally for me if I'm around those accents. Do you know what I mean? So growing up, my teachers were mainly Irish, Italian, Black, Latino, So I would, growing up, have heard those accents, but they're different accents. Just like my accent is different. So it would be impossible to clone my speech in every possible situation and scenario. Another thing they were upset about is that over the years, they said my accent's changed. It hasn't. It really hasn't. What I think happened is when you at work, I can't shorten some of my words because I deal with people from all over the world. So if I speak to someone who is from a certain country, it's hard to communicate as it is without a thick New York Bronx accent. So that's part of what I'm telling you. They don't want to deal with the reality, because if you're using a computer program, it has to be one way or another. It can't be both. But human beings, we have the ability to deal with two conflicting things at the same time. So it's easy for me, as a Bronx person of West Indian descent, from a country obviously that has a British background, to have this accent, yet work towards speaking clearly when I'm dealing with customers. But a computer wouldn't understand that. And that's part of what I'm saying about this whole process of AI and cloning people and substituting computers and technology for humanity. It's different. We change our accents. We change the way we speak based on the situation. It's not that we don't. So, and this is a big deal. So it's not that we change who we are, but it wouldn't make sense to speak the same way to someone who may not understand English as you would someone who speaks the same way as you, has the same background upbringing. It doesn't make sense. And that's part of why the people doing this don't make sense. Like, for me, they are illogical. And it doesn't make sense to clone me when what they really wanted to do is use my skills to make money. They really don't want another Shamega, unless they're writing a book, of course. And that's the other issue. They really want the skills that I have, my ability to do certain things. But the problem with that is that I, as a human being, am able to tailor my speech to the situation. It's not about race, which they